Hello, welcome to our Photoshop videos. This first one is about links and screenshots. So I've pre-populated my web browser here with those 4 links that you can find in the module. There's a couple of them from Russell Brown, courtesy of Adobe TV. Russell Brown is kind of a crazy, fun um, tutorial instructor that is featured quite prominently on Adobe TV, and he's really great. So any of these videos are terrific. Just pick out one or two that sound like would be something useful for you, or something that you're curious about, or just open them up to see what Samurai Poster is all about, or any of these. I've also got the links here from PSD Toots, and these are from various authors. And then we've got this one from Smashing Magazine, which has a lot of different topics. They start out with speed painting and go on and on with various techniques. This button and interface one might come in handy next week for our sphere assignment. And you can peruse through these sites and choose some tutorials that you might find useful for you. Now in this one I've made a screenshot of one of these Russell Brown videos, and in the next video of mine you'll see what I do with this screenshot, but there it is. That's a screenshot that I made, and I'll show you how to do one pretty much like this. You'll notice I've got just a piece of my screen here. On the Mac, if you want a shot of your entire screen, which can be very useful, just do Command-Shift-3, and Command is that button. It might have an apple on it. It may have an apple and a little cloverleaf symbol. It's next to your space bar. Command-Shift-3 will get your entire screen. Command-Shift-4 will let you do a partial screen like this. And you'll notice I've included the part of the browser that has the URL. I did that just for my own sanity and note-taking, because I'll need that URL when I put in a caption in my documentation. I do want you to have the URL, so taking a screenshot of it is a great way to keep that filed away with your image that you'll use. So we'll put that away, and I'll show you how to do this screenshot. Now when you do Command-Shift-4, it gives you this little crosshair. And this is your cursor now, temporarily. And you'll notice the numbers change. You may not be able to read the numbers, but maybe you can see them changing on the screen as I mouse around. That gives me my XY coordinates on my screen. And if you want to take a screenshot of a piece of, oops, a piece of your screen, did that go away? It did. Maybe it did a little teeny screenshot. You have to be kind of careful. Command-Shift-4, and I get my crosshair. And then if I click and drag, there we go. It gives me a sort of a gray box. And I can take a screenshot of an individual piece of the screen. And let's see if that shows up here. It just calls it screenshot with a date and time stamp on there. Sure enough. And it saves this as a PNG. At least the current version of Photoshop does this. Older versions would save a screenshot as a JPEG. But by default it'll save this as a PNG, and you can open this up in Photoshop, edit it, and save it in any format that you choose. So here I'll get ready to take a screenshot of the video. Most of these tutorials in here feature a video, and you might want to take a screenshot of a particular part of it. I just chose this one somewhat at random, Printing Experiments. This is a good one though, because if it, and feel free to use this, don't feel aced out of something just because I put it in the demo. This talks about how to get good prints off of your Photoshop documents, which is something that we all could use. Now just to get ready, before I do that, I'll do Command-Shift-4, but I do need to click to open this up, so I'll do Command-Shift-4 right away after this goes to my link. I'll click, or double click, There it goes. And I'll do Command Shift 4 now, and then here's my cursor. So I'll put it up top so that I'll get that URL, and I'll give this video a moment to get to the place where I wanted that image. We've got a little commercial to wade through at the beginning. Adobe's kind of nice. They give us a countdown. It's 5 more seconds to go in their commercial. But I've still got my crosshair cursor. And here it comes. There we go. And I'll do, I'll do Command Shift 4 and click and drag. Oops, now I didn't time that quite right. It's not going to be at that same moment. But here's my new screenshot. So you get the idea. There it is. There's my screenshot, and I can save that to my desktop. If the date and time stamp isn't really your bag and you want to organize your screenshots in a little different fashion, you can just click on that name. There we go, till it's highlighted as text, and you could put Russell Brown 1, as a way to organize this in a way that might make sense to you later. And that way, if you do 2 or 3 of the Russell Brown videos, you could number those as such and use that for your documentation. And in the next video, we'll talk about exactly how to make that documentation. So we'll see you then.